No business like show business like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing. Everything the traffic will allow.
What we today take for granted seeing on screen hasn't always been so. From the 1930s to late 60s, motion pictures were subject to rigid censorship under the Hays Code, or formerly known as the Motion Picture Production Code. The Production Code spelled out what was acceptable and unacceptable content for movies, and some of the unacceptable things were profane and vulgar expression, even words like damn, nudity, even if it's just a silhouette, white slavery, scenes of childbirth, willful offense to any nation, race or creed, sympathy for criminals, and a man and woman in bed together. Even the cartoon character Betty Boop had to change her knee-height skirts to old-fashioned housewife skirts. Betty Boop made an appearance in the animated comedy from '88, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? May Castell gave voice to Betty, but who voiced not only Bugs Bunny, but also Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, Tweety Bird, and Sylvester the Cat. This famous voice actor was nicknamed the Man of 1,000 Voices, and we have all heard him so many times in the Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies cartoons. It looks a lot different today, but Bob Hoskins' office in Who Framed Roger Rabbit was located in a building that used to stand right here. The Western from '43, The Outlaw, was kept out of theaters for years because it had a particular attention on the character Rio's breasts. Director Howard Hughes eventually convinced the Motion Picture Association that the film did not violate the code and it could finally be shown. Who played the role of Rio, Doc Holliday's love interest in The Outlaw. She was one of Hollywood's leading sex symbols in the 40s and 50s, and she's especially known for her role next to Marilyn Monroe in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. Many scenes in The Outlaw were filmed here at the former Samuel Goldwyn Studio. In Daphne du Maurier's novel Rebecca, the narrator discovers that her husband killed his first wife, Rebecca. The director had to change this in his film adaptation from 1940, as it would have been a flagrant violation of the Hays Code to allow a major character getting away with murder and living happily ever after. Instead, in the director's version, Rebecca died in an accident. Who directed the psychological thriller Rebecca? He appeared in cameo roles in most of his films, and two of his early thrillers from the 1930s, The 39 Steps and The Lady Vanishes, are ranked among the greatest British films of the 20th century. As it was standard practice in the 40s, the film Rebecca was filmed almost entirely in a studio, the old Selznick Studios, which today is called the Culver Studios. Some directors found ways to get around the Hays Code. An example of this was in the spy film from '46, Notorious, which also was directed by the Rebecca director we just quizzed on. He worked around the rule of 3 seconds kissing by having the two lead actors break off every 3 seconds. Who played the two leading characters? He also starred in His Girl Friday and North by Northwest, and she also starred in For Whom the Bell Tolls and Casablanca. Most of the scenes in Notorious were filmed at the former RKO studios, which are still here, sort of. It's the buildings in front of us, stretching down to Melrose Avenue. But today, they are all part of Paramount Studios. The horror film from '31 Frankenstein was released shortly before the Hays Code came into effect. But when the sequel arrived in '35, Bride of Frankenstein, the enforcement of the code was in full effect. Dr. Frankenstein's overt God complex was forbidden, and lines like, "Now I know what it feels like to be God," had to be taken out of the movie. Which horror icon actor portrayed Frankenstein's monster in these two movies? Frankenstein and the sequel were primarily filmed on Universal Studios' old Europe backlot, and the village set was originally built for the World War I epic All Quiet on the Western Front. The Hays Code began to weaken in the late 50s because of the impact of television and the influence from foreign films, and because controversial directors such as Otto Preminger pushed the boundaries of censorship by dealing with themes which then were taboo in Hollywood. Such an example is Preminger's courtroom drama from '59, Anatomy of a Murder. Who played the leading role as the small-town lawyer Paul Beagler. You also know him from It's a Wonderful Life, Vertigo, and Rear Window. Rear Window is supposed to be set in Greenwich Village in New York, but the movie was shot entirely at Paramount Studios, and the apartment block is one of the largest indoor sets ever built in Hollywood. The Hays Code was in '68 replaced by a voluntary film rating system. Now, films could be exhibited without a rating, but most theaters refused to show non-rated films because the system was meant to help parents decide what films are appropriate for their children. A few years later, the parental guidance system was introduced. The two PG-rated movies from '84, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and Gremlins, received complaints about their violence, and Steven Spielberg helped introduce a more nuanced rating system. The first film to be released with the new system was the action film from '84, Red Dawn. On top of the cast, we could see the same two actors who 3 years later would star together in Dirty Dancing as dance instructor Johnny Carso and as Baby. What are the names of these two actors? Gremlins were filmed at Warner Brothers Studios and Range, and the scenes from Kingston Falls Town Square were filmed on Universal Studios backlot on and around Courthouse Square.
The cowboys, the wrestlers, the tumblers, the clowns, the roustabouts that move the show at dawn. The music, the spotlights, the people, the towns, your baggage with the labels pasted on. The sawdust and the horses and the smell, the towel you've taken from the last hotel. There's no business like show business, like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing, everything the traffic will allow. Know it when you get that happy feeling, when you are stealing that extra bow. There's no people like show